going on, you guys? It's my first ever vlog. Hopefully it's gonna be some pretty decent quality. I'm filming with a GoPro right now and it's at 1080p with 60 frames per second. Should be pretty good. But for this first vlog, I'm just gonna kind of introduce myself and what I'm doing, and then, you know, just kind of show my car, because that's really what the whole vlog is gonna be about. But, you know, my name's Max. I'm currently a football player at Smallwood Division School in Colorado. This whole video is gonna go over just the basic upgrades that I have done to my car, the amount of power it has, and just basic characteristics like that. First off, we'll start. It's a 2002 Subaru WRX. I do have a STI wing from the years 04 to 07, and I got that off Amazon. It was a Duraflex piece. I had to do body work to it and paint it and clear coat it all myself. It was quite laborious. For this being an 02 model, it does have the bug eye front end, which is quite unique because you hardly ever see any kind of cars like this. I did get it professionally tinted. That's 15% tint from a shop in Tennessee. I used to go to school out there, so that's why I had it done. I have an Apexi N1 style race exhaust. It is very loud. This exhaust does have a lot of like good Subaru rumble to it. It sounds very nice. It's quite distinct from across the parking lot. You can always hear this car coming up. I'll open the hood right now and I'll show you what's inside. Alright, mind the mess a little bit. It's snowing out here and it's got a little dirty. Had some fun with it. It does have a stock intercooler on the top. I would like to change that either to a front mount intercooler one day or just get a better top mount. I have a Turbo XS non-recirculating blow-off valve. It comes with SPT Performance fuel rails, a Grimspeed intake manifold, as well as a Grimspeed boost control solenoid. With this car, it does have unequal length headers. It has a catless up pipe, a catless down pipe, and then it just goes from a catless down pipe all the way through to just the Apexi N1 style race exhaust. This car is quite fun to have. I recently got it tuned by Fast Tech Performance in Louisville, Tennessee. They dyno tuned it and they fixed a shifter linkage problem that I had because there was a lot of slop in it. After numerous pulls, the car did end up with 237.5 wheel horsepower, which equals about 285 to the crank. It's pretty powerful over stock. Stock's about 180 wheel horsepower, so it is quite an improvement. But with this, however, I would like to eventually upgrade the turbo and go with a 16G turbo. I don't know yet if I'd like to do a ball bearing or just a regular 16G. The next thing I'd like to do would be some injectors, probably 565cc injectors or 650cc, nothing crazy. The motor is stock right now. I would like to either build this motor, or if I could STI swap it and then do an STI driveline also, that'd be very sweet. And then I would like to get a bigger fuel pump, something like 200 liters per hour or 250, something like that, and E85 compatible. That would just make this car scream, I feel like. In Tennessee, where I was from, this car did have that 237 wheel horsepower, but that was at 1,000 feet for elevation. But up being in Colorado, I'm at 6,500 feet, so it definitely makes this car seem a lot less powerful. I do hit peak boost at about 15 or 14 and a half pounds of boost. There's a small boost leak, and wherever that would be, it would equate to finishing at 17 pounds of boost. That's what the car was originally tuned at. But once the boost leak came in, then it just lost 2 pounds of boost, and just gotta figure out where that is and try and fix it one day. With this car, it is pretty cool. It's lowered on adjustable race coilovers. I'm not quite sure what the brand is. It does have sway bars front and rear with end links on it. It drives very stiff, we can just say that. It handles well, has good cornering. It has 17-inch wheels, unlike the 16-inch stock wheels, so it gives it a little bit better stance, a little bit better look to it. I really do like the way the wing looks on the car. It really makes it more aggressive. If I were to upgrade anything else on this car right now, I'd probably do the 04 to 05 taillights, because they clean up the rear end of the car a little bit. I don't think I'd change the bumper, I'd just repaint it. I would like to get different wheels eventually. I do want to get a splitter for this air intake, or yeah, for the hood scoop, just because the top mounts are so inefficient as to drawing in air that the splitter would really help maximize the potential the car could have. And then with doing that, I do want to put an STI JDM hood scoop on it, just to make that seem a little bit taller and sort of beef up the front end. I'll take you to the interior right now and I'll show you just a few aftermarket bits that I have. Very well, as clean as I can make it. Start the thing up. Very nice. I do have the Cobb Access Port V3 and has all my data logging on it. That's what they tuned the car with. They tuned it through Cobb. I do have a boost gauge up here also, but this one is a few pounds off. This water temperature gauge doesn't even work. And this oil pressure gauge, it is almost accurate. It will go up to about 75 PSI, but that's not right. It should be about 100. I do have a Pioneer AVH X2800BS touchscreen radio. It's very nice. It incorporates my phone and I can charge stuff with it, and it has a good quality. I also have two Pioneer 12-inch subs in my trunk, along with two amplifiers. I have an Alpine 4-channel 400 watt amp, and it powers my front door speakers along with these tweeters. And then I do have two other speakers that are on the rear dash that are also powered through the amp. The rear door speakers go through this radio. And then I have a 1600 watt mono amp that powers the subwoofers, and I'm running those both at 2 ohms right now to try and draw as much of the power through the amp, just to make the sound a little bit better, a little bit more crisp, just to give it more of a defined note, and I'll show you that right now. At idle, this car is a nice, good, clean sounding motor. So I've got a 4-channel watt amp, 400 watt amp, and then I have this Boss 1600 watt amp. Even though for being just $100 or so off Amazon, it is quite good quality. It's about as clean as quality as I can make it in this trunk, just for reasons that the subwoofers do take up a lot of space, and that I do use the trunk. I do occasionally put stuff in there just because I need to store stuff, or I don't want people looking in the car to be able to see anything. I hope y'all like it, and be sure to click the like button and subscribe.